Free Guy stars Ryan Reynolds as Guy, a bank teller who discovers that he's actually a background player, or NPC, of an open world video game. And so from there on forth, he decides to become the hero of his own story, one that he can rewrite himself in a world with no limits. This is Free Guy. So I, unfortunately, have been in lockdown since August 6th, the day after Suicide Squad released in cinemas, and will be until I'd say around mid-November, basically. October 26th is actually when lockdown is lifted in my city, but I mean, that's right when I'm gonna have my second vaccination, where I'm gonna have to wait at least another 2 weeks before I'm fully vaccinated. So yeah, and if you want to know where or like which city I live in, let's just say once known as the world's most livable city, now known as the world's most locked down city. Just search it up, you'll find it. What does this mean? Well, being locked down means that every cinema and theater in the city has closed down, so I wasn't able to view most of the movies throughout the period of August to whatever today is, and it sucks, but you know what? I kind of got used to it. I mean, look, most of the reason why I hate this shit is because I want to go out, I want to explore, and I want to review the movies that have came out recently. There's so many that I just missed that I'm really keen to, watch. But I mean, nobody really watches my videos anyway. Like, nobody really looks forward to them. So yeah. But whatever. Okay, let's just get this review done with. So Free Guy, let's just say coming into this, I wasn't really expecting much at all. Just a semi-fun time, and I got exactly that. Some people say that they thought this movie was way better than expected, or just, better than expected. But for me, it was just as expected. Not bad, but not that great. This is essentially a movie about NPCs who become self-aware. If you were wondering what it would be like to see a video game NPC fully aware of its surroundings, then this movie is for you. But hey, we do have epic NPC man, so But then again, Ryan Reynolds. The movie goes pretty elaborate into the story and gets surprisingly emotional in a way, which is fine for a movie like this. It's not just fun and games, but it's about NPCs, becoming alive and fully aware. And I think that's the beauty of this movie. There are also at times references or Easter eggs relating to a bunch of popular multiplayer games, such as with the inclusion of damage indicators and specific weapons. And there was also some pretty funny video game moments as well. For instance, in one scene, a guy in the background was like glitching out and clipping through a wall constantly or something like that, which was pretty funny. You know what? This movie kind of reminds me of that one movie with Adam Sandler, Pixels, and also kind of the Lego movie as well, where the guy was like, every day is awesome. Well, and here in this one, we get Ryan Reynolds, and he says, don't have a good day, but have a great day. And speaking of Ryan Reynolds, he was great in this movie. Pretty funny and entertaining, as you expect, right? But you know who was more entertaining? Dude. Yeah, he was hilarious. He was just like pretty much like a buff, muscular version of Ryan Reynolds, who wasn't really coded properly in the game, so his dialogue was just messed up most of the time. And the game. Now, this game, from a video game standpoint, seems pretty fucking cool. Like, I would love to play this game in real life. It's sort of like GTA if it had superpowers. It's kind of like Saints Row 4 in a way, I believe. Did that game have superpowers? I don't know, something like that. I don't know, it just seems like you could do pretty much anything, and some things don't really make a lot of sense because of that. It's really limitless in what you can do with the game and what happens. Like, there's this one instance where everyone was apparently booted from the game, yet everyone could still spectate. And it's like we see people spectating all around the world, like for instance in Tokyo, the Shibuya crossing, whatever, like all around the world, right? Something like that. And it's like, what is this? Is this game like a giant esports event? Is it like a game that, you know, everyone can spectate around the world, like League of Legends or something? And then there's this one part where they could have just deleted everything and all the NPCs, and then that's it, end of story. And when I mean they, I mean the company, you know, the people who made the game. But no, they had to bust shit up with a fucking axe. Yeah, I think the quality of this movie kind of decreased as it went on because more stupid shit kept on happening. And saying all this though, I get it. It's a movie. It's not meant to make complete sense. This one more than any other. But I just can't help but notice some things. And man, I have to say, some of the game footage and some of the marketing behind, you know, the game that they are playing in the movie and that you see in the movie reminds me a lot and so much of these like really elaborate mobile game ads on Facebook or whatever. Where the ad makes the game look a lot better than it actually is. And then you see the game and you're like, eh. It's not that it's bad or anything. I mean, it really doesn't matter what the game looks like because most of the time you're not really actually looking at the game world like the actual game. It's just something that I found and it was quite amusing. It's weird though because you have the video game world and the real world. And when you're in the video game world, everything looks so real to us, so you start to kind of care for these characters. But then they back out into the real world, and then you realize, oh, it's just a game. The stakes aren't actually that high. And that's the thing with this movie. Because of that, there's really no real sense of urgency or thrill or suspense. They also bring in real YouTubers and live streamers into the movie as well, along with a couple of cameos. And I mean, this movie has a combination of a lot of things and a lot of like different Easter eggs that would appeal to, I'd say, mostly gamers of the younger generation. Because the thing with bringing in YouTubers and live streamers, well, look, for me, those parts were kind of cringeworthy. And that's coming from like a YouTuber / streamer myself. Not a very successful one, but one nonetheless. Like there were a few parts in this movie where it was like a reaction compilation, and on one hand, like you've got the actors, right? It's the actors in the movie, like, and then you see a streamer appear with the crappy overlay and the chats. Like I don't even know if the chat was real or not. Maybe it was fake, but it just kind of takes you away from the seriousness of the moment. I'm gonna give Free Guy a B-. Fun time, but don't take it too seriously. But anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. Let me know what you think down below. Like and sub if you enjoyed, and as always, feel free to check out any of my previous videos. Until next time.